start, I'll just have you tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Dwayne Carey, Boone County Sheriff for the last 19 and a half years. I've been at the Sheriff's Office for almost 35. I was born and raised in Boone County. Graduated from Columbia College with my undergraduate and graduate degrees, and just kind of worked my way up through the ranks, ran for sheriff in 2004 and won, and I've been doing that ever since.
What's kind of motivating you to keep running? Why are you running again this year?
So, we just have so many great things going on. As you drove up, you saw that construction area to the right. So we're building a new training center. It's a regional concept along with the tactical range. And then we're also going to build a child care center in that same campus area. So it was projects that I've been working on for a long time, and obviously I want to stay and see the completion of those.
Absolutely. When you kind of look at the sheriff's office, obviously you've been the sheriff for 19 years now. What are some of the things that you have kind of seen grown over time, and what things do you want to continue to see growth in?
So my predecessor really brought us out of what they call the good old boy redneck days and really increased the professionalism of the sheriff's office. And then I think our team has just taken it to a totally different level. We have 2 national accreditations, CALIA on the enforcement side, and then NIJO, National Institute of Jail Operations, on the jail side. And so, something that we're really proud of is the fact that we're the only sheriff's office in the state of Missouri that has 2 national accreditations. So that really has taken us to a next level. And then the regional training concept that we actually started back in '05 and '06 when we introduced our Internet Crimes Task Force, basically the task force to protect our children from sexual predators. From that, we introduced crisis intervention teams, which was also a regional partnership type thing with the Columbia Police Department and other agencies. We've now grown that into EMS, 911, fire. So we've continued to expand that. And then in 2011, 2012, we started a regional training concept for K-9, and that has just blossomed to where we're training over 40 other law enforcement agencies in the state of Missouri. So that regional concept is really what kind of drove me to create this training center, to where my belief is the better trained law enforcement officer is going to have better interactions and better outcomes with the citizens that we serve. And so we'll have scenario-based training in there, a large classroom, simulation training, defense tactics training, all of that. And then the indoor tactical range along with the shoot house will allow us to work on shoot, don't shoot, marksmanship skills, things such as that. And then the child care has just really taken us over the top. So there's one agency in the country, and that's San Diego Police Department, that has this established. It was actually a governor's initiative. I've done a lot of work down at the Capitol, especially the last several years. And so Kip Kendrick, the presiding commissioner, came in and we were able to secure money for the child care center. And so what that will do for us is we're going to start with all first responders on this campus. So this would be the sheriff's office, 911, and then Office of Emergency Management. And so you can do reduced cost child care, guaranteed child care. So it's going to be a game changer on hiring and retention. And then once we get our feet underneath us, we're going to expand that out to other first responders. Because the biggest issue, childcare is hard to find, it's expensive, and especially when you look at a 24/7 operation like many in our industry are, it's going to allow for childcare in the evening or overnight. And so we think that's going to be a great thing. So just so many dynamite projects going on that I'm just proud of the work that we've done and that we'll continue to do.
For the people who are considering voting for you, what should they know about you, and what types of things do you stand for as a sheriff?
Well, obviously just the stuff that we talked about with the accreditation, professionalism, integrity, all the phrases and words that you would hear from anybody in this industry. The thing that separates me is the fact that I'm not telling you today what I might do or what I plan on doing. I'm telling you what I've done and what I'm currently doing. And so I think our track record as a group, and I've got a dynamite group here, we're described in our accreditation processes as exemplary, professional, elite. And so that's what I stand for, is an agency that treats everyone like we would like our mother to be treated. That's our motto here. If you don't do that, you don't work here very long. And so I think we have a great reputation in this community, and we're going to continue to build on that.
You mentioned kind of what separates you from other people. Specifically, Charles, the person you're running against, what do you think separates you from him? Why should people vote for you over him?
Well, he has no experience to do the job. So he comes from the California Highway Patrol. He was a line officer, and please know, line officers are essential to a law enforcement agency, but he's never been a first line supervisor. He's never been in management. He's never worked on a budget. He's never managed a jail. So he's just really underqualified for what a sheriff's office requires out of a sheriff.
And then as far as crime goes, obviously in any county it's a big deal, but I know there's some talks about Boone County, kind of crime on the rise. What ways or things do you think you could do to kind of drive down that crime rate?
Well, so I mean, we're constantly working with our partners. The Columbia Police Department has a great street crimes unit. We have a directed patrol unit, which is kind of the same thing, just called something different. They're working together to combat some of the violent crime. And so it's a constant effort. It's a battle within, a war, and you just continue to fight the different battles, the different incidents, cases that pop up, and you try to win those battles within the big war. So I think partnerships are such a big thing. People don't realize maybe all the time that the city of Columbia and the county of Boone, we're sharing a lot of the same bad guys, and so that communication is key, for a good concerted effort to get those individuals off the street.
This will be my last question. Come August 6th, the day of the election, if you do win again, why should people feel secure? Why should people trust you to be their sheriff again?
Well, so for the last 20 years, they have shown that trust by electing me. The last go around was a 68-32 win. And so I think, again, our track record speaks for itself. And then with our accreditations, one of the things that you have to do is not only are we developing really sound policy and procedure, but we have to show proofs that we're operating under those policies and procedures. And so something I mentioned at a forum last night, when you look at the 50 or 60,000 contacts that we have with citizens every year, we have maybe a handful or two handfuls of complaints. And so I think that speaks volumes. So the folks understand here that work here, they understand what the expectations are, and they go out and they do that every day. And we treat people the way they should be treated while we're still enforcing the law. So it works really well, and I plan on being reelected on August 6th, and I'll go back to work like I do every day on August 7th. So.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I think, again, we have a strong history of good things that we've been doing here, and a lot of great things that are going on right now. And so I'll ask for everyone's vote on August 6th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.